Jalen Rose admitted years ago that he absolutely tried to hurt Kobe Bryant's ankle. And then, by the way, Kobe went back when he played for Toronto and scored 81 on him. But Jalen Rose had come out and said, hey, I went out and tried to get ankles. Do guys do that in the NBA, Eddie?
I would be lying if I said they didn't. If Jalen Rose said he admitted to it, guys aren't going to admit while they're playing. I'll tell you what, Danny Ainge told us one time in the locker room, and I couldn't believe it.
When you were a Celtic?
When I was a Celtic, I was really threw back by it. He was like, yeah, I used to do it all the time. And I'm like, hold up, Ty, you really were trying to get guys hurt? And he's like, yes. If that was going to give us an advantage, yes, I will. I was like, you dirty. Man, whoo, you so dirty. But that's why a lot of people, he got the ball through at him the one time. You know, Danny was that type of player, though, but played with a little edge and a little dirtiness, too. But I don't think the play of Pachulia, I don't think that was intentional. It just, I never see him look down. I mean, you have to be pinpoint sharp to be like, okay, I'm closing out. I'm looking at his left ankle. I'm going to put my foot right under there. And I know for sure he's going to land there.
Well, I don't think you know for sure, but you moved, and you don't move your foot 3 feet. I think you just casually put it an inch or two closer to his foot, and what happens, happens.
I would like to give the player the benefit of the doubt.
So would I.
And say that he's not a dirty player, but
I'm just saying
it could happen.
Jalen Rose is one of my favorite people I've ever worked with. He is one of my favorite human beings. I would trust Jalen Rose with anything, and he did it on Kobe. And admitted it on Kobe. So I'm just saying, good people. By the way, are you less of a – I don't think you're morally less if you do that. I think a lot of my favorite NFL players through the years have done whatever it takes.
Right.
It's not golf. Come on, Eddie, it ain't golf.
Yeah, I know, but now you're talking about ankles that could turn into knees and stuff like that. That could hurt somebody's career, man. I'm not a fan of that dirty play. Plus, I would like to beat you at full strength. I want you to have your best when I beat you. I don't want there to be any excuses out there. Like when Golden State won the championship the first year, no Kyrie and no Kevin Love. So everybody's like saying, they didn't have those two guys. And then when they came back and was at full strength, they lost. You see, so now that argument is valid. And I would much rather beat somebody at full strength than, do something cheap like that.
Yeah. I'm going to throw something at you right here.
You're a good guy, Eddie. That's nice.
Yeah, Eddie House is a nice guy.
Mama raised me right. Shout out to all the moms.
Plus, don't you know that guys are coming out for you if you were to do something like that to them? You kind of have a target on your back.
You get a reputation.
Yeah, you will get a reputation. It'll be elbows to the mouth, losing teeth and stuff like that.
Luke Walton, 39-4 with these Warriors. Okay, I love Steve Kerr. Are there teams that can win without a good coach?
No, you have to be a good. I think this. Anybody can't just step in there and take it over. You have to be a basketball mind, number one, and you have to be able to get the guys to believe in what you're doing.
That's a key, the belief system.
You got to show them that you know what you're talking about when you're coming out of timeouts. When you call a timeout, number one, do you do it at the right time? Is your rotation going to be right? Are you going to let guys rock? Like, for example, how T. Lue did in Cleveland.
Right.
In the fourth quarter, Kyrie, Kevin Love did not play in the Indiana game. And he's seen that this team was rolling. No need to up and change it. Some coaches will just do that, though. They coach by a card. This guy needs to get back in because of this amount of time. And you could throw the whole thing off. You know what I mean? You could be making a comeback.
You think Steve Kerr's valuable?
I think Steve Kerr's very valuable.
I do think there are teams, though, with high basketball IQs. That Miami team you played on. I mean, Eddie, Battier, you, LeBron, Wade, Bosch, Haslam. Like, those are some of the smartest dudes in the league. You guys are all, like, grown men. Now, I love Spoelstra. I'm a huge Spoelstra guy. You could win a series at least early in the playoffs without him.
I don't know. We didn't win in Dallas. And we had him, and we had the same guy. We didn't have Battier at that time. But at the same time, I think that you need coaches for certain situations like out of timeouts. What are you drawing up? How are you trying to attack them? How are you going to put your guys in successful positions?
Would the Warriors win the Western Conference with Mike Brown, do you believe, including the Spurs?
I think they could win.
That's what I think. I think they'd win the West.
Right.
I do think with LeBron, they'd need Steve Kerr. Okay, finally, I've been saying this. I think tonight's going to be great. And everybody thinks I hate John Wall. Said something 8 years ago, blah, blah, blah. It's 8 years ago or something like that. My theory was this year I voted him fourth in my MVP. I thought John had his best year. And I thought he kind of grew up this year. He kind of became the guy. But it's all blah, 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 blah. Got to win tonight. Okay, John's never won a second-round playoff series. And I don't believe he's a superstar. I believe he's a star. But in D.C., they believe he's a superstar. And to me, if you're a superstar, Game 7 against Boston, this Boston team, which LeBron's going to sweep, John Wall has to be the best player on the floor. This is where we judge superstars, right?
True.
Like we always bang on Chris Paul. Like tonight, John Wall has to be the best player on the floor. Is that a fair pressure?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
He has to be.
He has to be. He has to be. To make that leap into superstardom, he has to win this series.
And he has
to be the reason why they did it. He has to be the catalyst on the
Can't be Bradley Beal dropping 42 tonight.
Well, Bradley Beal could drop 42 if he has 20 and maybe 15, 16 assists because he was helping Bradley get them buckets. So,
and my knock on Wall has been, and this is true for a lot of players, I think John's super talented, and I think he's a good dude. I think he lacked maturity. And there are times still, I didn't like him going to the scorer's table after. Dude, it's game 6. You do that after game 7. Don't go to the scorer's table after game 6.
Well, it forced a game 7.
I don't like it. First of all, I don't love.
Forced a game 7, though. I mean, come on.
I don't love score table guy.
Okay.
I don't love it, but I'll give you it after you win a playoff series. Tonight, to me, who do you like?
I picked Washington. I know I'm Celtics and all that, but I picked Washington from the beginning. We sat here and I said that. Yeah, I picked Washington in 7, so I'm sticking to my guns.
Yeah. Washington's a weird team, though. The only good team in the league that couldn't produce a winning road record. Now, Cleveland was 1 game under, but LeBron skipped 6 road games. They went 0-6. So Washington is a little bit of a team that I don't trust on the road. I'm not sure why. They're just not a great road team. All right, Eddie House, NBA champ, member of the Heat with LeBron. Peter King's coming up next hour. Got a very interesting idea on Colin Kaepernick. It's The Herd.